Hi, welcome in. Welcome back to Cardinal Rose Tarot. My name is Cynthia. So I'm just here to do a collective reading and to just give a quick update on a couple readings that I posted in the last, it's been like the last 4 days, I would say, through this eclipse. I posted a reading the other day that has gang stalking in the title of the reading. It's like 3 posts back from this one, where I kind of called out and named a person who heads up like an online coven or an online esoteric group that's like they're devotees of Aphrodite, but this small handful of them were attacking me spiritually. So I just have a quick update. I made a whole video about it last night where I kind of listed out all of the reasons why I've identified the person who I think is behind it all, which I thought was a colleague, and I'm actually thinking that I'm pretty sure it was not a colleague that connected to this person. It was actually a family member. It's my sister. And so rather than go way into all that like I did in the video, I have the video uploaded, but I've just got it set to private, and I'm probably not gonna release it because it has a lot of detail that feels to me right now like it's not the right thing to do what I did, but I have it in case I need to. The main reason that I named that I've identified this and didn't just keep it to myself is because I want to protect myself, because I think that this sister has been doing some pretty nefarious shit, and I was in the dark about it for a long time because I had blinders on about how she really feels about me or has felt about me. So I don't want to go super deep into that because it doesn't feel appropriate, but I do want to name it here because I want it to be named that I believe that that's what's been happening. And I do have another video where I highlight all of the evidence for why I think that, but I don't want this to become about a call out. I'm doing it to protect myself and to let that person know that I'm aware of what they've been doing, and that I'm basically saying I want you to stop. Obviously, they can't hurt me. This is my sister. She can't hurt me. I've already become aware of that what she's doing is not working. But it hurts from just an emotional standpoint, right? That this is someone who I once felt very close to, like couldn't even imagine not being in my life, and now here we are. So I just wanted to name that mainly for my own protection. I'm not going to go any more into it unless I have to for some reason, but I don't want my channel to become about this at all. So I'm just going to do a general reading now. We'll see what comes out, but I wanted her to know that I know, and that she might think that she's smart and hey, no, you can't come up here. You had your chance. Sorry. So that's just that. I want her to know that I know. And I will put that all on blast if I have to, because I have a lot of evidence. I haven't just gotten some paranoid idea in my head and now I'm shouting it out. I'm not that foolish. I have a lot of evidence for what I'm saying. So I think she would be wise to do some soul searching and figure out where she went left. Sad, but a lot of people, I know I'm not alone, a lot of people out there have minimal to no contact with their blood family because of this kind of shit. So I'm fine. Where I once thought I couldn't it would be hard to imagine my life without her, I'm actually just fine. What's an important message to come out for the collective? Interesting. So we have 2 knights and 2 pages. Very cool. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So there's no water element. That's interesting to see. So emotion, possibly, or the feminine pole is less a factor in the foundation of the current circumstance as it's coming out for this collective reading. There might be communication, fast moving energy, lots of communication could be indicated here with these knights and these pages. Both of those groups can represent communication and messages going back and forth. Wow, lots and lots of court cards here, because now we have a King of Cups, a King of Pentacles, and a Three of Wands. So there's a group here that's launching a new project, possibly, or a new beginning, or a new era, a new road that they're going down as a group. It could be a partnership. These could be twin brothers. They could just be two guys or women. It doesn't have to be gendered, coming into business together or deciding to do a startup together, right? They might be gathering all of their information, going out there and like I'm in the patent and trade process right now, and there's this stage of that I just finished where you're doing like your preliminary searches to see who your competitors are for your mark. And so stuff like that could be indicated, where you're doing a lot of back and forth communicating, looking into things, exploring, scanning the immediate surroundings for information that you need to know about this, right? What else? There's very much been a distinct crisis point that happened, or inflection point in your life that you're recovering from, that has something to do with this, what this group project or situation is. Damn, and Queen of Cups. So this is like a hugely involved human endeavor here, with lots of moving parts and lots of players. I'm not even sure who you are in this equation. You might be here, this King of Cups at the very center of the reading. That would be with a lot of court cards like this, you'd want to hope that it would create a clarifier like that you're at the center, you're this King of Cups. Where you're headed is towards a Queen of Cups. But let's see, this looks like maybe it's turning into a love reading. What's the situation, Spirit? Can you clarify this? What is this about? Is this about love? Is it about a new start with something? Like a project or a business? There's no pentacles either, so... Or wait, yeah, there was this King of Pentacles. What am I saying? And this Knight of Pentacles. Sorry. What else? What was going on? What's this about? A passionate new beginning, an opportunity and a gesture for a joy. Yeah, this is turning into a love reading, I think. Let me just make sure about that. Is this reading about love? Is this a love reading? Are we talking about a King and Queen of Cups here that are going to be moving towards one another after some kind of a major judgment day? There could be a lot of communication. This could indicate travel, that you're making plans to travel together. Is that right? Are you worried that I'm not letting you up here? What, because you want to be up here? You were up here, but then you abandoned it, and now it's too disruptive for you to come back up. You're going to have to wait till I'm done. I'm sorry. Is this love between this King and Queen of Cups? Is that what this is about, Spirit? It's something very, very happy. Things are evening out, and it's like an equal give and take here, where this group endeavor or this launch of something new is going to be even and balanced and not out of alignment. There's a lot of talk going back and forth, and we've already established that because we've got these two knights and these pages here in the foundation, which would indicate a lot of talking, a lot of messages going back and forth. It could be texting, it could be emails, but it could also be phone conversations or person-to-person discussion, right? The facts is that it's positive. It's of a positive nature with this Page of Wands and the facts position. The Page of Wands is a very happy, optimistic, joyful, youthful card. And so for it to be in the facts position is a really good sign about this communication, which also would indicate to me it's a happy, loving communication about a new start together, a new beginning, a coming together, a coming towards one another, offers being made to each other that are going to make both of you really happy. But it might not be happening. It's interesting because there's a lot of speed indicated, but then also an emphasis on the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe there's still going to be work to do, and it's important to remain grounded as you ground in this joyful new beginning. You might want to be careful, taking careful steps the first time rather than racing forward. The impulse might be to race, and you're being advised to actually don't race. Go a little slower because you want to get it right the first time. You don't want to be careless and rush and run away together and then find out, oh fuck, we didn't file for divorce. Now we're being accused of polygamy or something, right? It could be, that's just an example of how this could look. Like, slow down and do things right the first time about this situation. But this strikes me as, I said, is this about love? And cup cards didn't come up. So it might be about a partnership, like a friendly partnership between two people. Is romantic love present here? Because that question seems elusive. Maybe for a reason, I don't know. With the King and Queen of Cups, though, you wouldn't think that was not love and heart based. That's why I keep wanting to just be clear about it. Yeah, it's happiness after loss for both of you. I mean, you can't make it up. Here this is in duplicate. An Ace of Wands and the Sun. Ace of Wands and the Sun. After a disappointment, after a judgment day, there's been a long road is what I'm feeling here. This has been a long journey. And this again would indicate that with these knights, like if you're picturing knights, especially a Knight of Pentacles, he's been on this road for a long time. He's going very carefully. He's going step by step. He's gathering all the information he needs, right? He wants to race ahead at times, but he's realized he has to be careful and watch and wait and be a little more strategic than that. He might feel vulnerable. He's a king, but he may not feel like a king, right? Or the masculine in the equation, if this is a masculine and feminine, and it is, I think, with this King and Queen of Cups. It can be inner. It doesn't have to be literal, right? This could be inner energy poles, right? But it's the same, like it's after a judgment day and a time of sorrow and cleaning up and grieving and resting is a passionate new beginning and a very joyful new beginning. It's really here in duplicate. Like it's saying with these two Sun cards coming out, it's like, stop worrying about the details. Like if I'm trying to be like, is this a romance? Is this a romance? And I keep trying to, it's like, stop. Just understand that it's a passionate new beginning and you're going to be so ecstatic and joyful. And there is a couple indicated here. So I don't need to keep prying is what it's saying. It's saying just enjoy this this message coming out for what it's worth, which is this passionate, beautiful, new, exciting, right? Really exciting. What else do we need to know about this? What else do we need to know about this situation, Spirit? Thank you for this information and this positive information. Because, when I did that layout last night and I was kind of providing all that detail about this group and why they've been attacking me, and I have a family that's been really impacted by trauma, which explains a lot of why that happened, and even though it doesn't excuse it, it was very sad and heavy, and this feels very uplifting and fun. So it's an indicator to me, like I'm not going to release that video unless I have to for my own safety, but I am going to name it here. It was my sister. That's who it was. As sad as that is to say. I don't know what kind of long game she's playing, but she's playing a long game. And I have all that evidence. So, she can feel free to reach out to me if that's not true. But I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about here. But back to this. What's this? What is... Can we get some details, spirits? This is kind of exciting. Kind of exciting. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Addictions. Karma. Feminine. Money. Texting. In love. So this is interesting. Texting and in love has come out here now with the Eight of Wands, these Knights, and all of these pages. There's a lot of positive information coming in for this couple after the ending of them for some upsetting... It's like you both had to get out of whatever sticky situations you were in that wasn't for either one of you. That's where this resting is coming from. That's where this new beginning is coming from. That's where the sorrow and disappointment is making way for the new. Somebody in the equation, or both of you, had to end and clear out an old cycle of addiction and karma with a feminine energy in their life. Now, it may have also involved money. Well, let's get some more information. What else did this involve, Spirit? What else is the situation here? What else do we need to know about this? It's a judgment day, which would indicate, you know, a situation like that with karma and addiction. And those situations often come to like a head, like a judgment day. And that's what happened here, is what it's saying. There was some disappointment and loss and a need to rest and recover. Probably for this King of Cups, right? What else do we need to know about the situations? I just threw these handmade oracles together a few days ago, and they're a little more intense than I... White collar criminal. So this could have to do with the addiction and karma here. This person might have been entangled with something that came to a real serious head, like a judgment day involving white collar crime, okay? Into Bigfoot, cryptids, chupacabras, and omnis, right? So someone in this collective is into that in this situation. They might be a conspiracy theorist or enjoys reading about those kinds of bizarre, high HSEs, I think they're called, highly strange events, highly strange occurrences. Wrong way, turn back, rabbit hole. Yeah, right. With the addiction and karma, somebody was going down the wrong path. But there's been a judgment day about that, and a radical... When a judgment day happens, there's no going back. It's like a come to Jesus, right? So there was a judgment day. Something happened, like an epiphany or a moment of clarity or a writing on the wall where someone was like, yeah, I got to get out of this situation and move away from this toxic situation that maybe was going to criminally implicate him in something, or her. Cash business. What did I say? White collar crime and cash business. So this situation, this former romance may have really tripped this person up. And that's where all these parties are. This might have been like a group criminal effort, right? And that was a cash business, okay? And at some point something happened for this King of Cups, and it was like, these people are going to take me down with them, so I'm going to get out of the situation, right? I don't know what the conspiracy, like the cryptids and Bigfoot thing, but that's in play here, right? There's joy coming, don't forget that. And passionate new beginning, an amazing new opportunity. It's already growing. It's already happening. So you're already in some part of this already being in motion. Like it's already done. It's already occurring. The sun in this equation is assured. I mean, with 2 aces and 2 suns showing up in duplicate, it's really significant. Scandalous man. This King of Cups might have operated in scandalous energy before when he was in addiction and in this karmic connection, okay? Animal lover, somebody's an animal lover, and somebody is into Bigfoot and cryptids, okay? So that's kind of cute. What else do you need to know before we wrap this up here? What's some final messages for this collective reading? What are some final messages for this collective reading? What's the Sun? The Sun and the Ace of Wands. What do we need to know about the Sun and the Ace of Wands? Ooh, I just got a bunch of goosebumps. So we know it's going to feel really, really good, because I just got flooded with like a blissful feeling. It's a very good sign. What do we need to know about the Ace of Wands and the Sun? Community, Yang, time to nap, and there's that Four of Wands, right, with the Four of Swords, with that need to rest. So that's a message here. This king might be in a rest period after this major judgment day. Card number 8, community, in the upright. This is about the Ace of Wands and the Sun. So a positive community, relationships, positive relationships after getting out of these destructive situations. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels that they matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging or kinship and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Maybe you're part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you're in a learning community where you share your love of education, or cryptids and Bigfoot and stuff, right? That could be too. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. That's awesome. That's really affirming and explains a lot about who all these people are, right, in the situation. It's what's coming for you that's a very positive community compared to being entangled in something toxic in the past and having to move away from it after a judgment day. You're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance. Yet you're also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. So this is all everything that came out already. It's like emphasizing it. And this could also be like my sister and the group that was attacking me. They were in a community of like-minded, we think we're doing good here. I think what happened is that because the other people involved don't even know me, but they were helping her attack me. And so it's like, well, they have some soul searching to do. That's an example of like a dark group where maybe a come to Jesus might happen for them or has happened, where they've had some of the consequences because I did return to sender to protect myself, right? So anyways, the next card is Yang in the reverse. This is also what you have to look forward to. So what the Ace of Wands and the Sun card means. So this is interesting that there's a card reversal here for Yang. Be mindful of the tendency towards impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Think before you act, lest you find yourself in a situation that will lead to uncomfortable consequences. And we already talked about that with that with that Knight of Pentacles, being careful and doing things right the first time. You have to be considering in all of this passionate, joyful energy. Of course, you're going to want to rush like a Knight of Wands because it's so catalyzing and so fiery and exciting. And this is saying it's important to be careful, right? Even though because of that very thing, right? Be sure you really want what you're chasing after because you might be sorry when you get it. The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear, for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. Great advice. And then time for a nap in the reverse. So that's interesting too. Card 24. You are a human being, not a human doing. Is it possible you're suffering from workaholism? Could you be the one who thinks your job is to save everyone, to be there for everyone, and to go, go, go until you can barely see straight? You've gone as far as you can. You've worked hard and nourished people and projects, but now you are in an empty well and you have no reserves for others or for yourself. Don't let your ego keep you going full speed when your body and spirit need rest. Exhaustion is calling you to stop what you're doing altogether and take a break. If you don't, the appearance of this card could portend a possible illness that stems from being totally overwhelmed. You will feel like a new person if you take that break. Do it now. And that's right here with the Four of Swords, resting. With the Knight of Pentacles, it's a marathon. You've got to pace yourself. With all this Ace of Wands and Sun energy, it's saying you're going to have to really exercise some discipline because it's going to feel so good. It has the potential to race you off the deep end. So rest, regroup, be very sure. Don't be steered down the wrong path. Don't be steered into like some criminal ring unless that's your jam, right? Okay, don't be steered like this group that was attacking me. They got steered. It became like a contagious mean girl energy among them. And they started attacking me even though they don't know me. And that's what happens because groupthink is dangerous at times without critical thinking, without checking your own ego, without checking your emotions. And many people don't want to do the hard ego work to really look at their own character flaws. It's not fun to do. I do it, but I'm not perfect. I struggle too. I can be cocky. I can think I know everything. And then I've had life humble me. And I've had to learn, oh no, I don't. I don't know as much as I thought at all, right? Finally, what's a good plant medicine? What's a good plant medicine for you in this situation that can help you? Oh, never mind. I'll name it because I don't have the book here and I love their writing, but I'll at least pull the card and you can look into the plant yourself. What's a good plant medicine for you to help you prepare? It's kind of like it's saying, get your rest. Things are going to be picking way, way up, and you're also going to have to pace yourself while everything is rushing in that fiery energy. You're going to have to be practicing a lot of self-control in a good way. What's a good plant that can help with that? Vitex. Vitex is also known as chaste tree. And so it may be that you are going to benefit from balancing out some raging hormonal situations. Like you might be someone that lives in a feminine body and you could benefit from balancing out some of your hormones by taking Vitex. If I remember right, Vitex is also an adaptogen, but it's a great hormone regulator for people in general, particularly women is who I associate this herb with. But do some reading about Vitex and chaste tree and see if it's something that brings in, it definitely looks like it's going to bring in a cooling element that's needed here with all this fire. It's going to help you cool that fire energy enough so that it doesn't make you vulnerable to making mistakes like it was cautioning you about, right? It was saying to slow down, take your time, don't rush, right? Cool your fire. You need the cooling aspects of Vitex, the water energy of Vitex to cool you down a little bit and balance out some of this masculine energy here that's got you wanting to go full speed ahead without as much thought behind it. This is just going to cool that down a little bit. So now I'm going to pull some tiles and that'll do it. Or who this might be for. Sorry, I know that's probably kind of loud. Who are some names that have resonance here? Or maybe not even names, but words. So we've got rage. Rage was a part and a factor in my own situation. I'm not sure how much it applies here, but there was that judgment day. Luna, we've got moon, and that's associated with feminine energy and the water element, right? Someone might listen to binaural beats. These are like frequencies that you can listen to balance out your energy body. That word is here. Those are all over YouTube. Binaural beats, right? That you can listen to and help your own energy centers. Someone might be in the European Union. That person that was attacking me, one of them lives in Europe. Fault is here, like a fault line or fault in some type of relationship is highlighted. Ra, the sun god. Tren, the name Tren. Rate, I don't know, rate. Ring. We had that white collar criminal, and now here's ring. Laura is a name here. Tay is a name. Rig. Rural. That's been coming through a lot. Rural. Fig tree is coming through, like Adam and Eve. Eat, yeah, eat. Adam and Eve, something about original sin might have meaning to somebody, or the betrayal. I personally, as a feminist, don't resonate with that story, but a lot of people talk about Eve as the betrayer, right, of Adam. So that might be in play here for some of this kind of charged story. Gift is here, and we were talking about that new opportunity. Liar, we have liar here. That came through about the judgment day and the karma and the addiction. Fruit, we have fruit here. Lana's a name here. Alan is a name here. Alana is a name here. Grub. Someone might, I think Grubhub, isn't that like a delivery group? Someone might drive for them, because we also had Eat. Fat. Someone might be part of working against fat phobia. Fat diseases or fat disorders is coming through too. There might be a medical provider here that specializes in that, like lymphedema, lipedema. Rat and frat are here. Fraternity, like a brotherhood or a frat house. Rat, like a snitch, is coming through. Fart. Here's a fart. Lubna is a name. Tara is another name. Baneful. We picked up on baneful magic. I did in my own life. So we've got that here. Someone practices baneful magic. That's the truth. Yeah. Bear medicine might be helpful to someone to tap into the bear spirit. Tuesday might have meaning for someone. Grants, someone might write grants, or someone's name might be Grant. Someone's aunt might be involved. Auntie. I'm also picking up on grandmother, even though there's no D here. Aunt and Grant is coming here. Or, I mean, Grand. I'm sorry. Betray is here. Beautiful is here. So that's going to do it. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in and take good care.